Have you ever heard phrases like money makes money or the rich get richer? It's a common sentiment that can make the path to wealth feel daunting. In today's video, I want to pull back the curtain and explain why these phrases hold some truth, especially when it comes to hitting that $100,000 milestone. We'll discuss why your net worth can skyrocket past this point and what you can do to reach it faster. But before we dive in, here are a few key terms you should know. Compound interest. This is the interest you earn on your initial investment plus the interest that accumulates over time. Diversification. This means spreading your investments across different asset classes to reduce risk. Risk tolerance. Knowing how much risk you can handle is key to making investment decisions. Understanding basic financial concepts is crucial for making informed decisions about your investments. Why the $100,000 milestone matters. So, why does reaching that $100,000 mark seem to unlock so many opportunities? Many believe that once you hit this threshold, you gain access to exclusive investments that lead to higher returns. But here's the reality. It's not just about the type of investments you have access to. There are two critical factors that contribute to why your net worth can explode once you hit $100,000. The two key factors. The first key concept to understand is the scale of capital. Simply put, as you invest more money, the amount of profit or return you generate grows substantially. This is because even if the percentage return stays the same, the larger the amount you invest, the larger your actual dollar returns will be. Let's break this down with some numbers to see how this works in action. Imagine you're investing at three different levels: $1,000, $10,000, and $100,000, each with an annual return of 10%. Here's how the profits stack up after 1 year. As you can see, while the percentage return is the same across all investments, the absolute returns differ dramatically. The person investing $100,000 makes $10,000 in profit, while someone investing only $1,000 makes just $100. This is why wealthier individuals seem to accumulate wealth faster, because they're playing with larger amounts of capital, so their returns are exponentially bigger. Let's look at a more relatable example to illustrate this. Meet Sarah, who starts investing $500 a month at age 25. By consistently investing and benefiting from compound interest, by the time she's 65, her investment will have grown to over $1.2 million. That's a significant amount of money. Now let's compare that with her friend Mike. Mike decides to wait until he's 35 to start investing, even though he invests the same $500 a month. By the time Mike reaches 65, his investment will only have grown to just over $600,000. Even though Mike and Sarah both invested the same amount monthly, Sarah ends up with nearly double the money just because she started 10 years earlier. This example clearly shows the power of starting early and the impact that even a small increase in capital over a longer period can have. The earlier you start, the more time you give compound interest to work its magic and the more wealth you can build. So it's not just about how much you invest, but also when you start and how long you let your investments grow. The power of compound interest. The second key factor is compound interest, often called the eighth wonder of the world, for a reason. Compound interest means that you earn interest not only on your initial investment, but also on the interest that accumulates over time. In simple terms, it's your money making more money for you, which then makes even more money. The longer you leave your money invested, the more powerful this compounding effect becomes. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine you save $1,000 every month and invest it at an average 8% annual return. In the beginning, your returns may seem small, but over time, the effect of compounding really kicks in. Notice how the time it takes to reach each additional $100,000 milestone decreases significantly. It takes 7 years to reach that first $100,000, but then only 4 years to accumulate the next $100,000, and after that, just 3 years to reach $300,000. Why? Because once you hit that first $100,000, you're earning interest on a much larger amount of money. For instance, let's break this down further. In the first 7 years, you're mainly earning interest on your regular $1,000 monthly contributions. But after you reach $100,000, you're now earning 8% interest not just on the new money you're saving, but also on the $100,000 you've already accumulated. By the time you reach $200,000, you're earning interest on both the original $100,000 and the interest it's already generated. This snowball effect is what makes compound interest so powerful. The bigger your invested amount becomes, the faster it grows. Let's imagine Sarah and Mike both invest $1,000 a month at 8%. Sarah starts at age 25, and Mike starts at age 35. By age 65, Sarah will have close to $1.6 million in her account, while Mike will have just under $700,000. A huge difference, even though they both invested the same amount each month. The difference? Time. Sarah gave her investments more time to compound, and those extra 10 years made all the difference. The real magic happens later in the investment process. In the early years, the growth may seem slow and insignificant, but once compound interest starts working on a larger sum, it grows exponentially. That's why the time needed to hit each milestone gets shorter as your money grows. Once you have money working for you, and it's earning more money, you reach those milestones faster and faster. Common myths about wealth building. Now let's debunk some common myths about wealth building. One of the biggest myths is, you need to be wealthy to invest. The truth is, starting small is perfectly fine. Investing is not just for the rich. Anyone can begin with a modest amount. Another myth is that you need to find the perfect investment to succeed. While it's important to choose wisely, what often matters more is simply getting started and being consistent. The early stages of building wealth can be the hardest. It's often tough work, but small wins are crucial for laying the foundation for your future wealth. Once you reach that first $100,000, everything changes. Each success adds up much faster. Practical tips to build wealth. Here's 2 actionable tips to help you progress even if you haven't saved $100,000 yet. Tip 1. Maximize your investment time. The first tip is to maximize the amount of time you invest. If you have an annual salary of $60,000 and invest 20%, your wealth could grow significantly. The significant gains come at the end of your journey. So even if you don't have $100,000, start with what you have. Tip 2. Increase your investment amount. Here's a comparison of 2 scenarios over 30 years. Doubling your monthly investment can nearly double your end amount. Focus on increasing your income. Instead of getting caught up in trying to optimize your investments for that extra 1% or 2% return, focus on increasing your income. Look for opportunities to negotiate your salary or start a side hustle. This is a more effective way to boost your investment contributions. For example, if you can raise your monthly investment from $200 to $500, the difference in your total after 30 years could be substantial. See how powerful increasing your income can be. Let's not forget about diversification. Spreading your investments across various asset classes can help reduce risk. For instance, if you invest in both stocks and bonds, you can balance the higher risk of stocks with the stability of bonds. Here's a quick example of how diversification might look. By diversifying, you can potentially increase your overall return while minimizing risk. A quick insight from my own experience. My portfolio took a significant hit, losing 40% in just a few weeks because it wasn't diversified. I'll explain what I changed to turn things around. Click on the video on the screen to find out more. I'll see you there.